Welcome to Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jimenez. I tell you, you never know who you're going to meet at 6 Degrees Golf Networking Group. The last time I was there, I met a young man by the name of Leopoldo Herrera III. He is on a mission to qualify for the PGA Tour, and the first round was in Sacramento. And I'm going to introduce you to him in just a minute. But first, here's a little look at Leo and some of his flair.
Next to play from Doral, Florida, please welcome Leo Herrera III.
Yeah. Is that the connected dance?
Next to play from Atherton, California.
Leopoldo Herrera III showing a little flair with a shot he's calling the connected dance. Leo, who is from South Florida, is on a mission to qualify for the PGA Tour.
My name is Leopoldo Herrera III, also known as the Connected Golfer, and I've been playing golf my entire life. I started playing at Doral in Miami, Florida at the age of 3. Started competing when I was 7 and never looked back. I was a top 20 junior golfer in the country, played Division I golf at the University of Central Florida. Dropped out after my first year, connected to something bigger, won a USGA event, and that was my key to start getting after it in professional golf. I turned pro, and now I'm getting ready for Q School 2025 to go out there and qualify for the PGA Tour. Come join my journey, and there's my story. Stay connected.
Leo passed his first test, qualifying for the first round. Now he's off to New Jersey to play in the second round at Galloping Hill Golf Course. I met Leo at 6 Degrees Golf Networking Group, founded by Rich Rogers. He was taking the golf lesson by Jeff Butler, and this is what he had to say about it and 6 Degrees.
6 Degrees is awesome. Actually, this is my first time ever being to an event for 6 Degrees. I met Rich through my business partner, and I'm so glad I met him because so far it's been amazing. I've been able to meet some really cool business owners and people that enjoy the game of golf as well. For me, I have a company that does corporate golf entertainment, so being able to meet people like this is awesome for me because I'm able to share with them what I'm doing and grow my business.
What did you think about, with all your experience, what did you think about the golf lesson today?
The golf lesson today was amazing. Jeff was able to keep it super simple for me. I actually learned something today, and we learn something new every day, but with the principles he was talking about, just set up, getting that right wrist forward, left wrist flat, and feeling like everything just moves together without the wrist popping. Usually the short game is the part of the game I struggle with at times, but I'm not struggling with it anymore. After this lesson, I feel connected.
Leo is also the founder of The Connected Golfer, a podcast host, and a YouTuber on a channel called Quality Play. Be sure to follow him on all his social media platforms. So joining me now to talk more about The Connected Golfer is Leo Herrera and what a mission you're on to qualify for the PGA Tour. Hello, Leo.
Hey, Jacqueline, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about the story.
Well, you don't meet people every day who are trying to qualify for the PGA Tour, so I thought this was a great opportunity to do that and actually follow your journey a little bit, because you're already in this space where you're used to taking videos of yourself. You're a YouTuber, a podcast host, and so you're used to sharing that story. So tell us a little bit about what it was like to play in that first round of the qualifier for the PGA Tour.
It was awesome. I actually hadn't played tournament golf for like a year and a half before that. I've been a competitive golfer since I was 7 years old, so I've been used to playing tournaments on a weekly basis. But as soon as I, started to build my brand as the Connected Golfer, I really focused on building the business. And just before Q School came around, I got an opportunity from someone that wanted to, support me to help me get into the first stage. And that was in Sacramento. I had been training a lot in my game, putting together my philosophy as to what the connected golfer is all about, and obviously, leading with example. And even though I hadn't played tournament golf, I felt like I was ready for the situation, and I was happy to be there, confident, and I played great. I got off to a really, really hot start on the first day. I was leading the tournament after the first 9 holes,
What?
shooting a
You
4
didn't
under.
tell me that.
I didn't tell you that, but I left it for the podcast here for the good, for the real emotion. But yeah, I put it together. I played well, and honestly, just grateful to have the opportunity.
Well, you're not afraid to take chances. I can tell that by the way you flipped that golf club, and you walked up to that hole. Tell us about that moment a little bit.
Absolutely. So I shot 4 under the first day. I was, top 10, shot even the second day, stayed around like top 15, top 37 in ties advance. And I wasn't feeling great with my putter. So I spoke to my mentor who gave me a piece of advice. He said, I didn't even warm up for a golf tournament when I used to play back in the day. I would just putt for an hour and then go straight to the first tee. And I'm like, his name's Sean. I'm like, Sean, should I do that tomorrow? I've never done that before. Uh, and he was like, why not? Go out there and show them what you're made of. And I decided to not warm up before my round, not even hit a single ball. But I did my usual, warm up, which is my signature connected golfer philosophy and formula, which is exercises you could do at home to improve the way your swing is feeling. I did that, went to the golf course. I putted for an hour to feel good with the putter, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just rip the connected dance off the first hole, and that's what I call it. When I flip the club and I basically walk into it and hit it like kind of like a Happy Gilmore, I would say. But honestly, it was a nerve-wracking moment in the sense that, wow, like I'm actually doing this. But I striped it down the middle. I hit a perfect shot, first swing of the, and yeah, we're off and running. It was honestly one of those things that when I did that, I knew I was qualifying, regardless of what that round gave me. So it was awesome.
Well, I love this opportunity. I feel like I'm on Shark Tank a little bit right now. And, I'm investing this time in you because, I really feel like you are a winner. And when I even met you at 6 Degrees Golf Networking Group, there was just something about you that stood out. And so I interviewed you even then before I knew that you were on this mission, because I didn't really find out until after I had interviewed you at 6 Degrees Golf Networking Group about what it was like to be there. And so I was great. It was great to hear what you were doing. And I was like, wow, this guy is definitely going places, not just on the PGA Tour, but I love the connected golf story that you have there. So tell us a little bit about the connected golfer, right? And so we understand what you're doing there. And then we'll get back to where you're going next.
Absolutely. So I grew up doing golf and karate. So I've always had a very strong discipline. I was a black belt in karate when I was 13, and I competed in golf. So it was like 2 disciplines that really built who I was. And the big thing for me was discipline. It's like staying on course and, showing up every single day. So when I went to college, it was during COVID. So we didn't really have, much going on. Our coach would COVID test us once a week. We would basically just go to the golf course and then come back home to the dorm and just chill. And I took that time to reflect on myself, and a lot of personal development happened. And I got into practices like meditation, yoga, breath work, journaling, and was really discovering my life purpose. So when I left college, I had almost 5 journals full of notes of stuff that I had learned. And I started to apply it, and even my family had already seen such a shift in me in such a short period of time. And I knew I was onto something. And, when I decided to leave college after my first year, it was a big decision. But there was something inside of me, Jacqueline, that was just calling. And I answered the calling, and I left a Division I program for what I didn't even know I was doing. I just knew why I was doing it, and started going, and I started making content online just to share my journey and help people out. And one day I'm doing a meditation with a friend who's a financial advisor. I had gotten him into the practice because I was sharing this with other people, like trying to get them like to feel very connected to the moment. And after that, he was like, he just got the idea and shared it with me. He was like, you should be the connected golfer. He's like, you're very connected. I was introducing him to some members at my home golf course, higher net worth people, to do business with him as a financial advisor. So he saw me as a connected person and a golfer. So he put the two together, and I was like, man, let's go with this. And started doing it. And, you know, slowly but surely I knew people are going to ask me, what's the connected golfer all about? So I wanted to put together my philosophy. And that's when I took about 8 months building that website you just showed right now, theconnectedgolfer.com, alongside an online course called The Connection Formula, which took me a lot of time to develop, but it was basically a summary of everything I had learned during that time in college when I made that shift within me. And I wanted to put it together into a formula that can, you know, be applied with anyone that goes through the program. I knew I wanted to just elevate people. So just put together the philosophy, wrote the Connected Golfer Manual, which is a 50-page blueprint on how to play the game of golf in a way to be constantly improving. But honestly, I wrote it from the point of view of, these are my commandments. This is what I'm going to be following as the connected golfer so that I can be the best golfer in the universe. And, you know, I've always had the desire to play this game at the highest level. So part of it was to really structure my thoughts and understand like what my values are and how I'm going to decide to show up as a leader. So that's where the connected golfer came about, and how I've created everything now.
Yeah, you're doing an excellent job. And I love the fact that one of the things that you are very inspirational. You know, when you speak, you know, you're somebody that people want to learn from. And I love that you're taking your journey, not just to the PGA Tour, but your life, because you have made some, you know, tough decisions um, off of some really great, you know, accomplishments. Talk about some of the accomplishments that you had early on that kind of made you make that decision where you were ready to step out and play golf full time.
Well, let me tell you, I was in a dark hole when I was in college. It was tough. I wasn't playing good at all. I had actually just come off of like the last 3 years of my high school journey were amazing. Like I was playing the best golf. I was a top 20 junior golfer in the country, playing against people who are now on the PGA Tour. And, you know, I see my buddies that are out there playing that I used to play with them. And it's very inspiring. But yeah, I honestly just got into that aspect and lost my train of thought there where I was going. But
Well, I was really thinking about this
yeah,
trophy here.
yeah,
What's this
I was
trophy
gonna,
about?
um, I basically left college not knowing where I was going to go and what I was going to do, but I had qualified for this USGA tournament, you know, a couple months before I ended up making the decision to leave. And this tournament was at Chambers Bay in Washington, which is one of the most beautiful golf courses I've ever played. And I remember walking there and just getting there and realizing I can really win this, and this can really take everything to the next level. And it was one of those weeks that was just amazing. You know, everything was just falling into place. My partner, Francisco Coelho, he's a Portuguese player, an amazing golfer. I had come second to him in the Florida boys junior tournament just earlier that year. So we built a good relationship, and we were very confident going in that we were going to do some damage. And we went up against the best junior golfers and amateur golfers in the country. at the time and beat him. And then the final day, the final round, I had a 20-foot putt on the last hole to extend the match. This was right after we were 2 up with 4 to play, and ended up getting a putt sunk from 30 feet on 15, 30 feet on 17 from our opponent. And then on 18, he lips out for eagle on his chip shot. And I have a 20-footer for birdie just to extend this thing, thinking we were already going to win this. And it was the most nervous I've ever felt over a shot in my life, and I made it. I just surrendered back to what I remembered and I practiced so much, throughout my life. And we ended up winning it on the next hole. And it was one of those things where I was looking at that putt I made, on the plane ride back from Washington to Miami, which wasn't short, but I just kept repeating it. Now it's getting chills.
Like, did this really happen?
Literally, it was just one of those amazing things that life has blessed me with. And since then, I felt like there's a real reason for what I'm doing. And I've just continued to stay connected to my journey and meet new people, share my journey, share what I've learned. And I've had a deep sense of really wanting to give back to the game of golf that's given me so much, and grow this game to where it needs to be. Because as an active player and as someone that's in the industry currently breaking through, I do think there are a lot of things that are changing and could use a little bit of help, which is why I've developed kind of a unique coaching business in golf that's against the grain with most of the golf culture, along with Quality Play and our corporate golf entertainment business that is really bringing a new light of entertainment and innovation to the game. So excited to talk about that, but I mean, that's really where how it all came about.
So, I mean, this, I want to say, I was like trying to think of is it Ricky Martin? I was like, this is such a Ricky Martin play on this. I was like, this is like Ricky Martin, this shot right here. I love it though. It's really beautiful. Tell us about Quality Play. But I had to get that in because I was like, this is so Ricky Martin when he first came out. Do you even know who Ricky Martin is, first of all?
I don't, sorry. I don't know the analogy. But I'm sure the audience will relate.
Livin' La Vida Loca. Loca, I think it's called, is the song. But he's the singer. But when
Mark Anthony.
Huh?
It's not Mark Anthony.
No. It's not Mark Anthony. It's way before Mark Anthony.
Oh,
but
okay.
You have to look him up now, Ricky Martin.
I will, for sure.
So I was like, wait a minute, you weren't born, probably. But it's a great shot.
So yeah, with Quality Play, this actually started first as a YouTube channel. When I left college and after I won the USGA 4-ball, I met up with someone that was encouraging me to do content and wanted to support that journey and help me do this. So this was even before I created the Connected Golfer. I went on a car trip, basically a golf trip in my car, with another golf influencer that I knew, from Miami to North Carolina and back, with 2 cameras, and just going to golf courses, playing rounds and filming it and just entertaining people, like being funny, like being us. And it was the most fun I've ever had. It was amazing. And then after, I put together all the videos. We have a channel called Quality Play, and we basically ran up like challenges and all that. And then
you got a couple of viewers, I see, just a few there. Not very. What is that? 100,000 plus?
Yeah, no, for that channel we have a little bit less, because I actually stopped work. We haven't posted a video there in like a year and a half, because we kind of had a pivot in the business. And at the end of the day, like with YouTube, it was a lot of an investment, and then the return takes a little bit longer. So after a few things just had happened in general, we did an event at Trump National Doral at the driving range at night. And that was the last video we posted here on the channel. And I invited 12 different golfers. I call them exhibition golfers. They were a combination of long drive experts, pro golfers, coaches, girls, college players, junior golfers. and I was the host. I was the 13th golfer going around each one of the stations we had set up in the range, and we were entertaining the members. But initially, I was like, I just want to do a video. And when I did it, I was like, wait, like there's something here. Like we're creating something that's of value to people, because the members really loved it, and I took it for granted how like connected I am in the industry to be able to like pull this together at no cost. Like people just generally wanted to come and be a part of it. I mean, like the golfers that were showcasing their skills. And honestly, we just we pivoted from there, and I found an opportunity with someone that was a business leader that wanted to do a corporate outing for his clients. And I was like, look, I can bring you some golfers that I know, and we could do business here. And that's when the light bulb went up in my head. I'm like, this is an actual business now. Like this isn't just a YouTube channel where we're doing videos playing golf. You know,
Right.
we're providing a service through my network and creativity and innovation as well. So we did the event, and I brought 6 pros. It was an awesome success. Everyone loved it, and his clients were resort owners. So we got a lead from that to be able to do an event in the DR for a resort called Malia,
Mm-hmm.
and it was their annual member festival, and they hired us to bring some players and run the tournament for them basically. And it was super entertaining. Like the people loved it, and since then, I just brought in a business partner now that is helping me take it to the next level and get this in front of as many people as possible, so we can truly provide an opportunity also for the players. Like they're making money off each one of these events, which is usually you have to pay to play in a competition, and hopefully you win to get some money. But in this case, you get selected and paid to provide an experience for golf. So it's a different angle, and now like I'm so clear on where we want to go, and I'm excited to see where the end of this year and next year takes us to really build the foundation for this.
Well, I have to say, the success that I was sharing with you when we were first talking, that Carter Bonus has, right? That's the light bulb that went off when I started talking to you. I was like, this guy has something special. I started working with Carter when he was 10, and he became Sports Illustrated Sports Kid of the Year. 4 years later, he's got his, releasing this book that just came out, Swinging Beyond the Spectrum. I cannot wait to introduce the two of you. Okay. I'm wearing his apparel right now, right? But this is what I see in you. I see this future because you're both business owners in this space. And I see the two of you and your networks just spiraling, into success. And so I was just like, he's got something special. Carter has something special, but man, I think you guys can do something special together as well. So that's me personally. I had to drop that in there because that's where our conversation actually started at 6 Degrees Golf Networking. As we were talking about, what I was doing with Carter. And so you going on this mission to qualify for the PGA Tour is something you're going to hear more about on a regular basis. And also the connected golfer and quality play, because what you're offering is something greater than golf. And that's how I feel about Carter. I think Carter offers something greater than his golf apparel, and he's showing it. And so I'm looking forward to sharing whatever it is that you're doing. So tell us, you made it through the first round of the PGA, to qualify for the PGA Tour. Where are you going next? Where is the Q2 quality school or whatever it's called? Talk about that.
Absolutely. I'm getting chills just talking about that's awesome. I can't wait to meet him. That's amazing. But yeah, for Q School coming up, got first stage. So what I did was the pre-qualifier for Q School. So now I'm officially in Q School, which is a 3-stage tournament where each tournament you got to get inside the top 25 to advance to the next one. I'm going to New Jersey, October 14th through the 17th. So I'm going to play a couple practice rounds before then, be there a little early, just take a look at the course, understand the terrain, and see what I'm up against, and get prepared mentally and physically, emotionally, spiritually for everything. Because that's, at the end of the day, you got to be connected on all facets to play
Yes.
good golf. That's what I've been sharing with the connected golfer as well, that get people to understand the holistic approach to performance. It's not just about the swing, it's really about the entire approach.
That
So I'm
mindset.
super excited for it. I feel prepared. I feel like I deserve it. And I'm just I'm really happy and grateful to have the opportunity, really.
Well, I tell you what, one of the things that I do know from working with Carter is you need sponsors. And it's very important to get sponsors behind you that believe in what you do and follow you. And this is one of the reasons why I thought it was so important to introduce you to people in this way, to kind of see this journey the way that you're doing it. And he's not going about it the way that everyone else does, and that's what I like about Leo. He is not trying to be anybody else. He is, I love your name, by the way, Leopoldo Herrera III. And I'm glad I heard you say it, because I was pronouncing it completely not Leopoldo. Say it for me.
Leopoldo.
I am saying it. Okay, Leopoldo
Did it great.
Herrera III. And you got a magnificent name, and you have a magnificent mission and goal, but not, like I said, it's above golf. And so no matter which way you go, the sponsorships that go with you are going to have the success that go with you. And so I'm just shouting that out right now, that following along with Leo or sponsoring Leo is a win, win, win. I have spotted another winner, and I'm excited about what you're doing. So contact Leo, get involved, not just with this mission on, to the PGA Tour, but with the connected golfer, with quality play, with whatever is next around the corner, because he is going to get somewhere, and it's going to be successful, and he's going to take a tribe with him. And I'm going to follow it, and I'm going to share it on Newsworthy Stories as much as possible. But I wanted to introduce you, and I want all of South Florida and really all of the world to be cheering you on as you go, as you can, without being distracted. Share those videos with us, because we want your laser focused, on your play. So is there anything else that you want to share with us before we go today?
Yeah, I want to touch on one thing on the sponsorship topic, because that was something where I had the opportunity to get supported for my golf career for the next 2 years at the beginning of 2024. And honestly, like it was a very eye-catching opportunity that would basically set me for the next 2-3 years to be able to give this a shot without stressing. But in the agreement, it was just they wanted it their way, and they couldn't accept that I was unique. And I have a vision for the game, and that I want to create content. I want to take a community on this journey with me. So, as good as the offer was, I stayed true to my values, which was another one of those hard decisions that I make, like dropping out of college, that I feel like has led me down the right path. And now I know I'll find the right people that see me for who I am and see the value that I could bring far beyond the course. Because what I'm building here is more than just for the game. It's for us as humans to live better lives as a whole. So just wanted to plug that in there so people get an understanding of that. But so grateful to be here, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for having me on and getting me to share my story.
I'm so excited. You have no idea. I am so excited just to even, introduce you in this way. And I can't wait. But have fun on your next round. We'll be watching. And just keep us posted. Keep us posted on what you're doing and how we can support you. Just send us some videos, even in your practice time. Give us something. Give me something to share to
Absolutely.
keep you in, keep you in mind.
Absolutely. We've been filming a lot behind the scenes, so I'll make sure to continue that going and share some content over your way. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'll see you at 6 degrees sometime.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
And the carts that we're going to are already set up. If you're playing golf, hopefully your name is on the cart. Don't freak out if you don't see it. And then the lesson is going to be really good today. Jeff's going to get everybody on the PGA Tour within 2 months. He's doing that intentionally.
I started coming to 6 Degrees about 3 years ago because my husband was a member, told me how amazing the group was, how personable everyone was. And I just keep coming back because I love Rich. I love the people. It feels like my family, and who doesn't want to start a Friday and their weekend with around the golf? I love Rich Rogers, and I love the way that he put 6 Degrees together because he embodies what true relationship-based business is. And he brings that into 6 Degrees. He vets every professional so intently, and I really appreciate that because it does take a lot of time to invest in a networking group. And I know that because of Rich's experience as a go-giver and just as an amazing human being, that I'm going to be introduced to the right people and not wasting my time.
Hi, I'm Rita Pilot, and this is my first time at 6 Degrees Golf Networking, and I am taking my very first golf lesson, and I am loving it. The ball didn't want to cooperate at first, but I had a great instructor, and I have hit a few, and they're going somewhere. So I'm thrilled and excited. It's just so much fun.